Hi everybody, this is Diana with stampingwithdie.com. Welcome to my YouTube channel and this week's Teach Me Tuesdays, episode 203. So I hope you had a great Christmas and you got some presents under the tree. Maybe you got some mad money to spend. If you are a Boxing Day person, maybe that's what you did, right? You went out to the stores and stuff. I remember doing that when I was younger, and then actually I'm Canadian, I'm in Arizona, but we had Boxing Day off because it's actually a holiday. But so if you are new to my channel, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Diana, and I'm an independent Stampin' demonstrator, and I'm in Santan Valley, Arizona. But yes, I am Canadian, but I live in the States. So I want to welcome you to my channel. I'm going to have some fun today with something that I haven't played with at all since it came back into the current catalog. We had it years ago, and it's super fun paper. And so I'm going to play with that. I'm also going to use the new Blueberry Bunches stamp set, and that is one that's coming up in January. And I had to get it because you know me, I like to sit in color, and it's a perfect coloring set. It's a great size, so that's what we're going to have fun with. Also, I have my Country Dozen reward points, so you actually earn rewards when you order from me, and I'm having double one, so I will explain that when I flip the camera. There's also just only a couple days left to sign up for my virtual spring social that is going to be held in February, and I have a few spots left. I'm almost sold out of that. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing so we can get to this fun card. And so I will be watching live off to the side with you in the chat during the live premiere. So if you have any questions, make sure you put them in there. If you're watching the replay, then please leave a comment below, and then YouTube will let me know so I can reach out to you. All right, so like I said, close your eyes. Let me adjust my camera. Okay, so we're going to be using Blueberry Bunches, and it is just such a fun set. It is drawn really cool. I love that it has a fun font because it has the writing and the printing, but I also love this one because it's great for if you want to put it on a card with like a skinny little spot. We're also using, let me get my other stuff here. We're also using you don't even want to see my desk because I've been designing for my virtual spring social. So I have stuff everywhere as I pull stuff out for that. I'm also using the stylus shapes and the deckled circles. We're using that as well. And I'm using the paper that is in the main catalog, and it's called White Center. And it's 12 by 12 specialty paper. You get 2 of each color, so it's lemon lime twist, azure afternoon, night of navy, berry burst, and fresh freesia. And what it is it's this paper that has like an inner white core basically. And usually the cardstock is dyed so the color goes all the way through, so you don't see that white core like when you tear it or you do anything to it. But this one is a little bit different. I also need to get my embossing folder. Hold on a second. I totally forgot the embossing folder. I'm also using the Layered Florals embossing folder. All right. Because I was like, oh, I need to show you that. All right. So this is the paper. Now it comes 12 by 12 obviously, so I'm using the azure. So I just want to show this to you before I do anything to it. So what you can do is you can leave it as it is because it's got a texture to it. I don't know if the camera, there you go. See, the camera picks up that subtle texture, and it's a very fine, see how it bends because it's the fibers of the paper have had texture added to it. So look how this folds. Look how beautiful this folds into a tube, and it doesn't bend up. If I tried that with regular cardstock, you know, it would fold, right? Because it doesn't have that texture to it. So it's really cool in that regards. So it's great for, you know, covering things and stuff like that. But it has that white core that I was talking about. So if I tear it, you can see the white core of the paper. So it's not been dyed all the way through. So this just makes you have some really fun looks on your card, right? It adds a lot of texture. This almost looks like waves on the beach, right? Doesn't it almost look like waves? But it's very, very cool. All right. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to emboss it. And look how gorgeous this is when you emboss it. Now, you can kind of see here a little bit of that white core coming through from the embossing folder. But I want to make it come through even more. So what I am going to do is I'm going to tear it. Now, depending on when you tear, so I want to make sure I tear it the right way. So if I tear it this way, I don't see that white core, right? So I want to tear it towards me. So I'm going to come over a little bit. So I just tested it a little bit, like small, but I want my tear to be a little bit bigger. So I'm going to tear it towards me, and that's going to give me this white edge. Now you want to be careful, especially since I've embossed it. Not only is it got this, you know, the fibers of the cardstock have been softened because of the texture. Now that I've embossed it, I've also added texture to it, which has made it even more softer. All right, so I just want to make sure that I've got some room on here because I do want to put a ribbon over here. So I'm going to bring it, I'm going to tear it just a little bit more. So again, I'm going to bring that towards me, and I'm just going to keep my thumbs together, and this is just going to kind of control that tear and hopefully keep it a little straighter and hopefully not tear any of these beautiful flowers. Okay. So we can see how beautiful this texture is, but I want to emphasize the white core even more. So I'm just using a nail file, and I'm just going to softly brush. And what it does is it's going to catch those higher, like, pieces of where it embossed. Now I'm just doing this very gently, because I don't want to tear the paper, because like I said, it's just it's very fragile, right? All right. So I'm just kind of just gently going in a circle. So that's exposing that white even more. So I'm just going to, but not all these are high, right? Like this is kind of low. This little flower is embossed, but he's not as high as this guy. This folder is really, really cool. All right. So I'm just doing that. All right, so I don't want to do too much. All right, and it does make a mess on your table, so I'm just going to rub that off there. All right. So now you have this beautiful, so you can see some of the white paper coming through. Now, I could put this on a card, put a ribbon on it, put a greeting on it, and it's beautiful just like that. But I wanted to play with the fun blueberries because they're just gorgeous. All right, so I'm going to stamp this really quick and let it dry while I do a little bit more sanding on the little piece that I'm going to put on the inside of the card. All right, so we're going to do our For You. Now, I'm going to do my greeting first. So if I'm not super straight, it won't matter so much. That's why I like doing the circle too, because it's a little more forgiving than a square. All right, so then I can straighten it this way, and then I'm going to put my blueberry on here, and I'm just going to stamp it so it's coming onto the card. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of tuck it around this greeting. like that. So I'm going to let that dry for a second before I color it, because I am going to use the blend. So I did use the Memento. All right, let me flip this over. Okay, so I have another little piece that I'm going to put on the inside of the card. So I did the same thing. Now you could totally leave it as it is. In fact, it looks like, if you do it like this, doesn't it look almost like wood? Like a carved wood. That's what this kind of looks like to me. All right, so let me just quickly take some of that, just so I can see a little bit of the white. But it looks beautiful, even by not doing that. All right, so let me bring my inside of my card over. And I am going to glue it with the green tip glue, because it's got all that texture going on, and it's kind of fine, and it has that, like I said, it's the fiber of the paper it's almost been exposed, right? So I have found that even if I just use the regular seal, sometimes it will catch the paper and tear it. So just use the green tip glue instead. Plus it gets in all the nooks and crannies that way too. All right. So this will just go on the inside of the card. Let me bring my card over. So I'm just going to use a basic white thick card. So now I can use my seal. So this is going to go on the inside. I'm also going to put, this is some more of that, because remember I said it has the lemon lime. So I'm going to put that behind here. I played around with the berry burst as well. So look how fun the berry burst looks. And I did it with the cane. So you can see that. So I was just kind of playing around with some different colors. All right, so let's color our blueberries. And we're going to take the light Pool Party. And I'm just going to kind of go around my blueberry. And I'm just going all the way around. And this is just going, excuse me, this is just going to kind of fool the eye that there's a sky back there. Now, Pool Party is one of those that doesn't show up super well on camera. So you might not be able to really see it. I'll lift it up and see if that helps. I think I went around everywhere. All right, so you can kind of see it a little bit. So see, it just kind of went around that edge. All right, now I'm going to use that Azure, since this is Azure paper. And I'm also using Blueberry Bushel. So those are the colors I'm going to use for my blueberries. My stem is going to be 6 and 400. You know, those are my favorite go-to tones. So I'm just going to put some on the stems. And I was Googling like blueberry colors and stuff. And there's like, you can get like pink and purple. So I think you could have them be whatever color you wanted, but I just kind of chose the Azure and the blueberry just because of the color of that white center cardstock I used. Okay, so let's do our light Azure. And I'm just going to totally color the whole blueberry in. So this will just get this foundation of blue on my blueberries, and then we'll add other colors on top. So this is the lighter Azure, and it has these little marks on it, the blueberries do. The artists put those little lines, so that kind of helps you decide where you're going to put, you know, shadows and stuff. But what also is cool when they do that, you could color this in one color and it would still look amazing. Like, look how cute that is, even just with the one color. And it is super cute, even if I did nothing else to it. Okay, so let's take my dark azure, and I'm going to put a little dark, and I'm just going to go over these lines that they have drawn for us. So it's going to have that dark around the edges. And I'm leaving a little bit of white on some of the edges. So this is light and dark azure I just used, or azure, however we pronounce it. Tomato, tomato. All right, so there with the dark. So now these blueberries are really popping, right? They're really popping off the page. All right, now I'm going to take my blueberry bushel. So I'm going to take my light blueberry bushel, and I'm going to put, was this the light? Hang on a minute. Yep, light blueberry. I'm just going to put that kind of in the center of that, whatever that is, that flower kind of thing that's on the blueberry. All right, and then I'm going to take my dark blueberry bushel, and I'm going to put it right around the edges where the blueberry overlaps. So this blueberry overlaps right here, so this one would be fairly dark right there, and that's just going to make them pop a little bit as well. So I'm not putting a lot because it's fairly dark. And I'm also going to, even though we don't have a white gel pen, I'm going to put a little bit of gel pen. All right, so see how those blueberries, don't you just want to eat them? They look so yummy. All right, I am going to take a little bit of white gel pen. Now, everybody that is doing my fall social will get a white gel pen. So don't forget to sign up for that. All right, so I'm just going to take a little bit of the white gel pen, and we're just going to put just some little in the center here of the blueberries. And that just adds a little bit of white highlight in there. So don't they look so yummy? Okay, then I'm going to do my lemon lime, because we have lemon lime that I'm using here. So I want to make sure that I put it on the card as well. So I'm just going to, just like I did the blueberries, I'm going to color the whole thing with light lemon lime. What is this? Is it just lime? Lemon lime twist. I keep forgetting to say twist. And this is one of the colors they brought back, because we had this color, I don't know how many years ago, and I'm so glad they brought it back. Same with blueberry bushel, I believe, is also one they brought back. I'm just coloring that in. So this was the light, and then I'm going to take the dark, and we're just going to add a little bit of dark here and there down the center. That little squeak is so gratifying. I don't know why, but because that means I'm really getting the colors really, really burnished into there. And then down the center a little bit. So there's that. All right. So there's our beautiful blueberries. So I'm going to glue it on here. And it's funny, like, you can tell that's a blueberry just from the back side. All right. So this almost looks like watercolored, right? Just from being the back side. All right. So I'm going to glue this on here like that. let's bring this over. We're going to glue this on here. Now remember, we're going to use the green tip glue just because this is just so delicate. And even if I hadn't embossed it, I still think I would use the green tip glue with the paper. Even if you just glued it down just for texture, just because it's soft, and like I said, you've got that fiber, you know, exposed. Okay, so this goes on there like that. And then I'm going to use some of my favorite, black and very vanilla. Even though this is white, it still looks amazing. And I think because the very vanilla they used is not a really yellow vanilla, so it looks totally fine with the white. Alright, so I'm going to put a couple glue dots, and we're just going to do a faux bow. So I'm going to wrap this around like this. So you could do this card anyway. Let's see, I wonder if I should do it. I'm going to do it like this. Okay, I'm going to change the orientation of this one compared to the one I did before. And then you can decide like which way you like better. Now this is too long, but that's okay. It was already cut. All right. So before I tighten that tight, I'm going to put it on the card so it doesn't bend my cardstock. So I'm just putting some glue dots. All right, so I'm going to have the card go up and down compared to the other one. And then, like I said, you can tell me which orientation you like. Okay, so this way it'll allow me to really tighten that. There we go. And it's a circle, so that circle is the same size every which way. All right. So then I'm going to put this on with some dimensionals. And same with this flower, right? Those flowers go like all over the place, so that doesn't matter either. It's called, like if, say, pretend I made a mistake, which I didn't. I always say, there's no mistakes in stamping, only design changes. So you could say that for this, even though I didn't make a mistake. I just decided to change the orientation so you can see two different ways of the same card. All right, these little baby ones. But I love that texture on that cardstock. It just looks like wood grain. All right, so we're going to put this on here. And I'm just looking at my 4U and making that be straight. All right, so there's the card. Let me get those out of the way there. So there's the card. I have a mess, like I said. All right, so there is that one. Now here's the one I did earlier, and I did it this way. So see, it's the same card. You just have, you know, different orientation. Now, I glued this one because it was kind of like, oh, I changed my mind at the last minute, so, you know, it could have been that way. But you can have your little pieces on the inside of the card too, like going up and down. So anyway, so which one do you like best? I didn't put any bling or anything because there's all that texture, you know, going on here. I got my ribbon, so I did not put, you know, any bling. You could if you wanted, but I love them both. I totally do. So anyways, all right, so let me say, see you later, alligator. Ah. All right. So cool. So I took all my Christmas little elves off my shelf. Now I just got back to my regular ones that sit there. They're kind of like spring. It's not gonna focus because it's focusing on my crazy crazy face. But anyways, so yeah. So which one do you like best? Do you like the horizontal or the vertical? So I like them both. I like them both. So this blueberry set is very, very fun. So I can't wait to play with it. All right, so if you have any questions at all, reach out. Don't forget I have double reward points starting December 26th, ending with December 29th. So every 50 before tax and shipping that you order in my store, you get 2 sunflower points instead of 1. So if you have any questions, just reach out. Let me know which one you like best of these 2 cards. I love them both. All right, so I'm going to stop blabbing. Have a great night. I will see you Friday for my dies shorts. That will be at 3 o'clock, Arizona time, same channel. All right, I'll see you later. Bye for now.